having those conversations early on as your own family unit and coming to an agreement of how we're going to operate. And understanding that you may not agree on everything right away. And as you learn how each other operates and learn how you are going to change now that you're married, really helps with allowing you to have some flexibility.
Welcome back to the You, Me, Us Together podcast.
Yeah!
We're the Roots.
Yeah.
I'm Cambria.
And I'm Noah.
Nice. Yeah, this is episode 21.
Yeah. Oh, we should have done a podcast on, it should be on like drinking.
If you want to change it, we can change
Because our
it.
podcast is old enough to drink now.
Woohoo!
Not really. We're not going to change it.
Okay. Maybe 22 can be on drink.
Okay. You can continue.
Episode 21.
Yes.
Today, we're talking about finances.
Yeah.
Right? I don't know. You came up with the topic, so I'm not totally
I know. And
sure
I
what all
manage
you
our
wanted
finances,
to do.
so you're like, you go ahead.
Yeah. I have learned, though, that something that I know I need to learn and want to learn is more about our finances, because you manage all of that.
Right.
I was talking to your Nana the other night. We were drinking wine together and talking about you and the rest of your family. We were having a serious conversation. We were like, I don't want to be part of that. So we switched rooms and talked and drank wine. Yeah. Anyway, I mentioned how I really need to learn how to do some of the important things in life, like especially regarding finances. That way, if I ever lose you someday, knock on wood, which I obviously don't want that to happen, but it's always a possibility. Yeah. But if I do, I need to know how to do some things. Like I need to know how to pay the credit card. I need to know how to pay the insurance, get into our bank account, not just on the app on my phone that uses my face to log in. So anyway, what did you want to talk about regarding finances?
It's funny that you talked to my Nana about that, because she's the finance lady.
I know.
Like, that's
we were
what
drinking
she does
wine,
as
okay?
a job.
I know. She was like, yeah, you need to learn that. I was like, okay, I'll get on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do I want to talk about? How your financial situation changes when you get married.
Oh.
You know?
Good one.
And just like, for us it was different, because like, your financial situation was like nothing.
Hey.
When we got married.
I worked during the summer.
I know.
And then spent it all during the school year.
Yeah. And so it was like super easy to combine our finances, because it was like,
here's my $5.
Yeah. Well, and you came from like you were on your parents' insurance for your car and stuff like that. And so it was like, it just goes from them to me.
Yeah.
Well, to us, obviously.
Yeah.
But yeah, because I manage it.
So it's probably a little different because we got married so young.
Yeah.
You were 19 when we got married. I was 20. So, you know, I was still in college, and you had just moved out like a year earlier. And so.
Right. But I'd been paying my own insurance for several years.
We were raised differently.
I had a full-time job. I had multiple bank accounts.
Wow, you sound so adultish. You sound so childish.
But I didn't qualify for our first credit card, and you did. So there's that.
Oh, yeah. They're like, we can give her a credit card. She doesn't even spend any money or make money, so she'll just spend ours and then have to pay us all the interest.
Yeah.
Nope. That's why I got a husband.
Anyway. So that's what we're talking about. Let's start it off with combining bank accounts. Like banking in general. What are your thoughts on people having partners having separate bank accounts, separate finances, if you will?
I think obviously everyone's in a different situation. You can't just assume they're all going to be the same. But I do think that it's it's kind of an act of trust and an act of oneness to combine your bank accounts.
Yeah.
Kind of like, same idea as like taking your husband's last name. Like, why wouldn't you, is my thought. Because I want to be fully yours, fully with you, because we're one now.
Yeah.
I'm not just in this, like, just to have a companion. Like, we're married. That means something. And so I think it's important to, what I was eating with the last name was like, why wouldn't I take your last name?
Yeah.
To prove our oneness.
Yeah,
Same with like a bank
sign.
account. Like, why wouldn't you combine bank accounts to prove your oneness?
It's almost a sign of commitment.
Yeah.
If you will. Yeah.
Now, in your bank account, you could have certain sections, what are they called? Can you tell I don't do?
It shows how much you know.
Yeah.
Separate accounts.
Accounts in your account. Come on.
Well,
But
having,
like,
so
categories
yeah.
for different things. But
Yeah.
I don't know. What are your thoughts? Am
Yeah,
I on
it's-
the same track as you?
There's a lot of ways to go about it. I would say, well, I'm going to make a disclaimer. We are not financial gurus.
No, especially not me.
Yeah,
Can you
so,
tell?
Take whatever we say with a grain of salt, but in our experience
Yeah.
and our
Opinion.
opinion, and I've done a stupid amount of research on how to manage finances well, especially moving into owning our own business and doing various things that we do.
Yeah.
Anyway, so to get back to, separate, having separation to an extent, I would say for fun money, right? So I would say, in my brain, the best way to go about doing finances as a couple is, if you both work, right? All your money goes to one place. For us, that then gets tithed before it goes anywhere, and then from there it could get split up, right? We don't do it this way because our finances are really weird, but it could get split into two separate accounts, which Cambria owns an account and I own an account, for instance, right? And this is our fun money, and we say...
This is all under one big umbrella account,
Exactly.
though, right? Okay.
Yeah. So we're both owners, but like you have access to this one account, right? It's just a checking account, and you can use it however you want, right? And it's without me having to question it, or you having to come to ask to say, hey, can I buy this? Like, it's your money. Do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Our situation is a little different, but I've heard a lot of people, it works really well for them to do that. And if you don't want to have all the separate accounts and everything, do cash. Like, seriously, like, pull cash out and be like, here's your $100 for the month.
You never grow out of getting an allowance.
Yeah, but it's super fun because then it's like, I know that I can spend this $100, or I can save up for whatever I'm wanting to get, right? Whether it's truck parts or truck upgrades, not maintenance parts, or a new computer or a new whatever, right? And there are things where it's like things that are mine that you really wouldn't care about, but I would really enjoy getting them. I can then spend that without feeling guilty, like, oh, I'm spending our money that's budgeted for other things, right?
Yeah.
So that's a big thing, is having that fun money, is what we're going to call it.
Yeah. Any money you get for like birthday or Christmas can go towards that too.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's actually a really good point. Keeping that money separate, not just, we've fallen into the trap of like, we each get money for, on Christmas from different family members, whatever, and we just put it all in the cash envelope, and then it's like whose is what, and it all, it sometimes gets spent on bills, sometimes it gets spent on whatever, right?
Yeah. I know I've fallen into that a lot because, I like gifts and I like stuff. And I got to this point where I was like, I don't like getting money for a gift.
Yeah.
Because I open it and I'm like, great, I can pay my bills. Right. Even though, like, I had this whole list of things that I would want.
Yeah.
But I felt like, oh, we don't make a ton of money, so I don't deserve to get anything for myself ever. And so I would just add it to the stack.
Yeah, so we've changed that recently, where I've made a point to tell you, like, you got a $50 bill for whatever for your birthday, right? Mm-hmm. That's yours. Don't even hand it to me. Don't do anything with it. If you're afraid of losing it, obviously I can keep it for you.
That makes me sound like a child.
I'm just saying, sometimes it happens. And,
oh my gosh.
But then you can certainly just pay, you can say, hey, I'm going to go buy this thing for $50 or around $50. Let's say it's 60, right? We have that conversation. And it's like, yeah, it's $10. Don't worry about it.
But it's about having that conversation, not assuming, oh, it's an extra few bucks. He'll just be fine with it.
It's valuable to have that conversation, even if it's just in passing, because like even $100 for some people, it's like, don't even worry about it.
But the more communication, the better.
Yes.
Always.
For sure. So I would say definitely having that money separated. Oh, where I was going is if you say, hey, I'm going to buy this thing online, here's my $50 cash, you can put it in the envelope for paying the credit card, because I'm just going to use the card and get the points and do all that. Right?
Yeah.
And we buy most of our stuff online now anyway.
Thank you, Amazon.
So there's a lot of value we've found from making sure that's separated, because it's really easy to lump all the money into one pile and just say it's just for us to live. It's important to have fun money.
Yeah. If I have a question.
Yeah.
You're saying it's important to have fun money, but also saying we don't do that. Can you explain that to someone who might be confused?
So we don't do the separate accounts. Mm-hmm. When it's gift money, we do separate it.
Yeah. Because usually gift money comes in cash form and it's easy to just, I'll keep my cash, you keep your cash.
Now, like gift cards, we use as dates, actually. Right? Mm-hmm. So people give us
Well, for restaurants.
For restaurants. We get a lot of restaurant gift cards from various people. And so we use those as date cards because it's like, this is really fun for us to do together. We can enjoy it, whatever.
It'd be really lonely to go out to eat by yourself.
That would be sad. Now, you mentioned we don't do that. We tried it at one point. I told you $100 a month is for you to do whatever you wish. And it may you went so far the other way where you were spending that $100.
Every little thing, like, I have money, why not?
Yeah.
I bought so many dog treats. My gosh.
It made you feel crappy.
Yeah, because I was buying things I didn't need.
Yeah. And so part of it is our lifestyle. We literally don't have space for clutter.
Yeah, we don't have space for any extra stuff.
Yeah.
So knowing that I had spending money made me overwhelmed because it made me want to spend it, and I don't have anywhere to put anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I tend to jump to extremes, and so that's something that I want to learn how to do, but it's also hard for me to figure out where do I draw that line on what counts as something that I get to use my spending money on and what's something that doesn't. Like, for example, I assumed my skincare would have to come out of my money because if you know anything about skincare, it's freaking expensive. Right. For good quality skincare.
I think of it just as the same category as deodorant.
Yeah, you're
Because
like,
I know it's important to you, and I know
necessity.
it's really valuable.
Yeah, and so I would think that would need to come out of my account, my fun money, and so I'd have to like save up for my skincare. And you're like, no, that's just bathroom stuff.
Yeah.
But like the cost of it made me feel like, ugh.
I know. And yeah, things get neglected if we don't know what categories they fit in.
Yeah, so that's just something where you guys need to communicate and have a conversation. Like, what category does my skincare go in? Or, anything like that. New makeup products, like things like that, where I feel like it can be a gray area where it's like makeup it's just fun. It's not necessary, but
Yeah.
I ran out of mascara. Do I pay for that or do we pay for that?
Right. Yeah, I get that for sure. So we did I gave you the $100 a month for, it lasted like 2 weeks or something. Not the $100, but you were like, I just can't do this after like 2 weeks. You were like, don't give me that power.
Yeah.
And
maybe someday, but.
And what happened was, what has happened from that is we are in constant communication of, hey, I'm thinking about buying this. What do you think about that? And we can make that decision together. Now, I actually, because I am like, I've got all the numbers in my head of where all of our finances are at all the time.
Yeah, a lot of it gets spent at Walmart.
And so I have a pretty good idea of a tab of things that you've bought as fun things, right? And I almost keep tabs on that.
Oh, really?
Ollie's having a bad dream. I don't know if you can hear it. It sounds so sad.
Oh.
Buddy! He's okay.
Okay.
I actually have a running tab of things that you've bought that are
really?
Like extra.
Oh.
Yeah. It's not super accurate, but it's close. I have some idea. So the whole ice cream thing.
Ice cream is a necessity.
Mm-hmm.
Ask our sister-in-law.
All right. We'll
Anyway.
let you guys in on our ice cream. Okay.
Oh.
I'll let them in.
Oh, you're letting them in?
Yeah.
I don't agree with him.
Cambria bought ice cream. Fancy ice cream. All
It
right.
was on sale as Tillamook ice
Doesn't
cream.
matter. It was still more expensive than we
No.
normally spend on ice cream.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, it was.
It was like $3 for a carton.
It was more expensive than what we normally buy because we only buy ice cream when it's on sale.
It was on sale and it was cheaper than the Safeway brand.
You know what?
Safeway brand full price is like $5.
That's not the point.
It was a good price.
The point is, she bought 2 cartons.
Yes.
We both have been saying we need to be eating better because of all of our
But
travels.
it's fancy ice cream.
Okay. She bought 2 cartons for the 2 of us, mind you.
One for you, one for me.
And one of the flavors I don't love. Anyway.
Hey, I liked it. It was so good. It's called Monster Cookie. It had like M&Ms and peanut butter and oats
It was weird. I
in
didn't
vanilla
like
ice
it.
cream. I liked the oats.
Anyway, we're having dinner with your parents tonight. And you're like, oh, that deal's still going on. We should get more ice cream.
Okay, because we're having dinner with them so we can go through our Oregon trip pictures together. I even wore my Oregon shirt today. Fancy. And Tillamook is from Oregon, so we gotta go get Tillamook ice cream to eat.
But we have Tillamook ice cream here,
But
so it's like,
I
why
need
not
that's
share?
here ice cream, not
Then we
their ice
don't
cream.
eat as much. Then we.
I don't want to share. They're gonna eat it all. It's probably not even gluten free,
You should look.
so my brother can't have it. No, let's just assume.
That gives me reason to say we.
I'll
we
drive
should
to their house
take it.
to give you a break. Okay, also, my mom asked us to stop and get spinach, so we have to go to the store anyway. Might as well go to Safeway.
Safeway's not on the way.
Yeah, it is. We can make it on the way.
Nope. We can make it on the way.
Easily. Super easily. There's one on Dublin and Stetson Hills. not Stetson Hills, those don't even cross. Dublin and Austin Bluffs.
Okay. Anyway. This whole story is meant to say no system is perfect because women are emotional. Especially about their food.
Hey.
Am I wrong?
I like food. Especially ice cream food. It's summer. It's ice cream season.
Yeah. So, money.
Did you know there's dog ice cream? I totally bought that one time. They loved it.
I know. You bought 4 things of dog ice cream.
It came in a pack of 4. And it's right next to the human ice cream in case you're wondering.
I didn't know it came in a 4.
It was on sale. That's what gets me all the time.
This is why I have to go to shopping with you.
You don't come shopping with
This
me.
is
I
why
ask
I
you and you're
need
like,
to.
I don't want to go.
Because you just can't. Can't manage the budget.
Give me a chance.
Actually, you do really well.
Thank you.
So early on, we, in our first year of marriage, we lived in Arizona. We lived in a house that was too big for us and cost too much for, I don't even know how I was approved for it because I did not make enough to support us and the rent and all that.
Yeah.
But
Jesus thing.
anyway, we lived there and we had to get tight with our budget. And like, I remember we would cook based on what was on sale. Mm-hmm. Right?
And it was really easy to know what was on sale because we still got the paper ads. Oh, yeah. And I would sit at the table with my highlighter and my paper ad open, and I was circling things on the ad, and I'd bring the ad with me into the store.
I remember that.
But, oh my gosh, do you remember our shopping trips in Arizona? We go to like 4 or 5 stores.
Yeah. Oh,
we
yeah.
go to Safeway, get what's on sale. We go to Fry's, get what's on sale. We go to Sprouts, get what's on sale. And whatever was left
was at Walmart.
Was at Walmart, because Walmart is like the cheapest place to get groceries. Maybe like a discount grocery store, but we didn't really have any of those. Or
we had a couple, but they
were
weren't close.
Yeah. They weren't, yeah. See? Saving money on gas.
So, you did great.
Thank you.
And yeah. So, I know you can keep a budget.
I do really good
really
keeping
well.
a budget with food.
I know, you do great.
I struggle with
other things.
Yeah.
Yeah. We both do. I just bought a new computer.
I gave him some of my $50 fund money to help buy it.
That fund money was already spent.
Good wife. Hey, don't tell him that part.
Knowledgeable husband.
I thought I was helping you out. I was like, you can have my $50. I'll give it to you.
Yeah. And I was like, good, because you owe it to me.
I don't remember what I spent it on, so I don't. No, that was $50 for my birthday. This was my Christmas money.
I'm sure you spent it.
My water bottle.
I'm sure. On your ice cream. That's what you spent it on.
No, ice cream is food. It goes in the necessity category, not the fun
ice
money
cream
category.
is not necessary food.
I think you're wrong.
Well, too bad. I am right.
Okay, what are we talking about?
Let's continue on with some other things about money. So, when it comes to combining finances, there's just hard stuff, right? We covered fun money, you get that. There's just a lot of decisions and conversations that need to be had early on when you first get married, right? This is a really good podcast for people that are about to get married or just got married. Because...
Or are just have been married but are struggling with that part of it.
They just don't... They're not meshing with finances. Because everyone has a different view of money, right? Some people are savers, some people are spenders, right? We talk about that at Weekend to Remember.
And it seems like often
they're
those
opposite.
two people marry each other.
Yes. I'm more of a... I don't know. I'm typically a saver, but when there's something that I really want, I'll spend big bucks for it.
Like a computer.
Yeah. Or truck parts.
I know. Sometimes I feel like you love your truck more than me. You buy her way more stuff than me.
She breaks a lot.
Hello. I break down a lot.
I know you do. Hence the ice cream.
Full circle.
Yeah. So spending versus saving, building good spending habits together, and being on the same page in finances is going to smooth out your marriage experience immensely. Right? Finances is one of the number one reasons people fight in marriage. I'm not going to say one of the major reasons people separate, but I would 100% believe that it's probably one of the top reasons.
Yeah, it can very easily lead you down that path.
Yeah. Because people just have, there's so many different ideas of how money should work and where the money should go and how much money do we need to be making and how much do we spend on the kids and
what's important to different people. What's important to you is not very important to me.
Yeah, exactly.
Vice versa.
Right. Yeah. I've had to learn, like, the dog's health is really important to you, right? We buy things at the store as add-ins for them every time we go shopping. Because it's really important to you that they are healthy and they are getting the right nutrients. And anyway, I've had to learn, like, that's really important to Cambria, and so I'm going to be fine with the extra $10 every time we go shopping.
So you're like, why don't you just feed them regular kibble? And I do, but I add in fun other foods like stinky fish.
Fun and valuable.
Yeah, and valuable.
Yeah.
But I can see how your brain would be like, that's not necessary, though.
Right. They eat
and it's not necessary.
They eat dry kibble when they're hungry.
Especially when it's in a toy.
So, just those different priorities. Everyone is going to have them. Guaranteed you're going to have a different idea of how the finances should look in your family compared to your partner.
Yeah.
Because, like, upbringing especially, right? I grew up in my family, my dad's always had his own business as long as I can remember. Not since they've been married, but since I've been alive, almost. They run their own ministry, and so money's always been weird, and they've always been super open about money. Your parents both have had full-time jobs all of your growing up.
Yeah.
And so it's just been different.
Yeah.
In the way they view money. Partially because it's the numbers are different, right? They're different categories.
In different life circumstances, like
absolutely.
My brother got diagnosed with celiac, and so suddenly gluten-free foods were way more important.
Yes.
And those are more expensive. Where your family would be like, why would I spend $5 on a box of crackers when I can get one for $2? Like, that's ridiculous.
Exactly. Yeah. So we had it easier in that respect for sure. But it was just different.
There were other things that came up in your family that you had to prioritize, but other people don't. It's just different life circumstances.
So, yeah, we all grow up in different homes, and we grow up eating different foods. We all grow up... This is becoming a food podcast. Oh my gosh.
Yes. I love food.
Having different ideas of what kind of cars we drive. That's a super... big divider amongst people.
We've been blessed that hasn't been
a big deal for us, because both of our parents are like, yeah, we have older cars, but we take care of them, so they still work well, they still are but yeah, some people are like, my family always just had a car payment, right? You just drive new cars, that's just how it is. So having those conversations early on as your own family unit, and coming to an agreement of how we're going to operate.
Yeah.
And understanding that you may not agree on everything right away. And as you learn how each other operates and learn how you are going to change now that you're married, really helps with allowing you to have some flexibility. Is that a good way to put it?
Yeah. I think it's also important to look at the reality of your finances, not just where you wish they were.
Yeah, where you want to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you brought up car payment. Not that that's necessarily bad, but if the reality of your finances is I don't have extra to spend on other things, then why would you take out a car payment instead of having an older car that's paid off?
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
So you kind of got to break down those barriers because I know you might want the really nice car and you'll get there someday, I'm sure, but where are you right now?
Exactly.
And what's the best way to steward your finances right now in this moment, in the situation you're in right now?
Yeah.
And deciding on priorities too.
Yeah. I don't want our podcast to be this episode to be too long. Because some of them get crazy long.
Yeah.
Let us know, actually, if you like them long or if you prefer them to be like 20 or 20-ish minutes.
Yeah, because we've done both.
Yeah, we've done both. We're trying to figure out what the best rhythm is for us. It's really easy for us to get up to an hour.
Yeah, because we can just
go.
We also go off on a lot of rabbit trails.
But I want to cover some action points on what people can do today to make sure their finances are in check and make sure that they're on the same page with their spouse when it comes to finances.
Got it.
Number one, I would say seriously sit down and make a budget together. Do an audit of like, how much money do we have coming in? How much do our essentials require? How much money do our essentials require? That's utilities, mortgage if you have that, car payments if you do have those, because like they're not just going away. Food, medical bills.
Yeah. Just like grocery in general, like including like toilet paper and toothpaste,
bathroom essentials and
you
stuff.
know.
Yeah. Household things, right? Go through all the things that are required in a month, and it's like just go back to previous months and say, oh, this is what we've been spending on. These are the things that were like essential. We couldn't go without, right? And
like ice cream.
Make those essentials. Whatever's left, you decide, are we going to, I would say putting money into some sort of, absolutely putting money into savings. Just because it's a good habit to have. You don't want to get into a situation where it's like, oh my gosh, our car, the engine blew up. What are we going to do? Right? Yeah. And we just have to charge stuff to the credit card and we'll figure out how to pay it off, right? That's not a wise choice. So having savings for those things, right? Your emergency fund. So budget is number one.
Yeah. And I think what you said is very important. It's very, very helpful to calculate, like, especially just the last month. Like, how much did we spend the last month and where did it all go? And look at that, and especially look at the total and compare that to how much you're bringing in.
Absolutely.
Because how much you spent should be less than how much you're bringing in.
Yes.
And it's really easy to just not even calculate that and just swipe the card.
Yep. We have had months where we've had a lot of months where we are net negative in a month. And we have to, makes us think a lot more about how we're spending our money. Maybe it shouldn't be spent on ice cream.
But also I want to say, if you get yourself into that situation, like sometimes you just can't control it. You're just, everything came up at once. Even though you have a savings, you're still struggling. And what we found is those are the times when God is testing us to see how we're going to respond in a situation. How we're going to
trust Him.
Trust on Him, rely on Him. And sometimes those are they're hard moments, but they can be some of the best ones if you allow Him to work in you through that.
Yes, and they can be some of the most bonding moments if we are bonding to each other and praying together about that situation, especially.
Yeah. So I don't want you to hear like, oh my gosh, I don't have enough money this month. That means I'm screwed.
Yeah.
Like, there's no hope. Like,
No, there's
always
there's
hope.
hope. Yeah. Do you want me to continue on?
yeah.
Okay. After the budget, I would say if you have money left over from your budget, and you should, if you're in the ideal situation, I 100% would say pray about where that money goes. Should that money go into an investment fund? Should it go into kids' college fund? I think a kids' college fund should be possibly in your essentials for your budget.
Really? Why do you say
To an
that?
extent. Some people can put like $10 a month.
Yeah.
But I think having that is super valuable because, okay, so in my circumstance, I did my college education while I was in high school. I didn't have to pay for college tuition. But my college fund was then able to be used for, I went into a trade, so I was able to buy tools for my trade.
Yeah.
I was able to invest in my future, right? It's a future investment. That's what
Yeah.
it is.
I think future fund is a better way to put it.
I like
That's why I
future
was
fund.
surprised when you said college fund, because I was like, you didn't even really go to college.
College fund
Like, why
is
is
just
that important to you? I'm confused.
Yeah, it's just a standard way of saying it. A
Yeah.
future fund is a really good way to put it. But I think that's super valuable for your kids. I'm not saying you have to give your kids $30,000 when they graduate high school. I think giving them too much money is actually detrimental.
We can go into that later.
We'll go into that later.
Someday.
Yeah. But definitely figuring out where your money should go. And that, praying about maybe that extra money, a portion of it needs to go towards separate charitable things that aren't your tithing, right?
Or maybe they need to go more towards tithing that month.
Yeah. Well,
You know?
yeah, that's what I'm saying. So they could be like an extra gift on top of your tithe
Yeah.
to your church. Or they could be like, I'm going to keep cash in my vehicle to give to people I come across.
Yeah.
Whatever, right?
Yeah. Just ask God how He wants you to use this.
Yep. And I think there's value in making a priority to be generous instead of saying, oh, all this we've got this much extra money. All that needs to go towards whatever,
Yeah.
our dream vacation. Because yes, that vacation should happen because that's amazing, right? It's awesome to have experiences together. But maybe it doesn't happen next year. Or, maybe it doesn't happen in 2 years. It happens in 4. And you're
Yeah.
able to bless so many more people.
It really helps your mental state. Greed
Being
and
generous.
selfishness destroys your mental state.
Yeah.
Puts you in a crappy spot.
Yeah.
Not saying never do anything for yourself. It's okay to do things for yourself, but being able to bless other people is special.
Yeah. For sure. So, there's more many things we could talk about, but
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. That's really I feel like we mostly talked about.
Yeah. A lot of it
Those
just
are the
comes
most
down to you guys need to sit down and have a conversation about it.
Yeah. I feel like most of our podcasts are like that.
But it's important. You need to talk about it. It's not something that can just be assumed.
Yeah.
You need to make sure you're on the same page.
And if you want to both, this is ridiculous because we're not sponsored, but I use the Mint app. It's free. It's by the same company that does TurboTax. It's made by the same company that does that. It basically, I have all of our accounts linked to Mint, and I can see our credit card account, I can see your student loans, I can see our bank, everything, right? And then I can build a budget on that, which is super nice, just to see it and see real-time numbers and all that. So having something like that, if both of you want to be able to check on it on your phone, it's an easy thing to do.
Yeah.
But being on the same page is really valuable in finances.
And if what you do is different than what we do, that doesn't mean it's wrong.
No.
We're just giving you some of the tips and things that we found that we like or that work for us. And
yeah, because the way we do things right now, I believe some of the things that we've chosen to do right now will change as our income changes. Simply because, like, right now we make just enough to live and do our tithing and a little bit extra. Just a little bit. And
some months.
Yeah, some months. So,
Yeah.
everyone's situation is different.
Yeah. I think finances or just money in general can be one of the biggest idols in the world. And therefore, it can also be one of the biggest things that can help build your relationship and trust in God.
Yeah.
So just being open to how he can use this and being careful about how you can abuse it.
Yeah.
Because if you're more aware of that, it's less likely to happen, I think, about how it can get abused.
I have a quick challenge.
Okay.
For people that have decided to have some fun money for each of you, try this. It doesn't have to be a big purchase, but purchase something with your fun money to bless your partner or to love them.
Ooh.
Doesn't have to be big, but
Yeah.
really will help fill their love tank.
Yeah. Sacrificial.
Okay,
Okay.
I think we covered it.
Yep.
All right. Well, anything else you need to say?
I don't know. If you want to see more content, we're on Instagram, we're on TikTok, we're on Facebook.
Where?
You, me, us, together.
Yes, very important.
Yeah.
And our website, I said it wrong last episode. It's ymutogether.com.
There you go.
Yes.
I had to look it up. But yeah, if you have any questions or want to reach out, or we'd love to hear from you. We'd love to hear from you about anything.
Yeah. Even if it's just to chat.
Yeah. We're
here.
We're available.
We're doing
For
things.
you guys.
Yep.
All right.
See you later.
Till next time.
Bye.